Stay ready so you don't have to get ready. That's our motto today. Welcome, everybody. Just a quick little note out there. If you hear any background, it's just a little bit of like work going on. So nothing to be alarmed with. Nobody's breaking in or anything like that. But my name is Dan Bearded, and I will be hosting today. This is the Dr. Nick's Amazing Man Stuff YouTube channel. If you guys are excited for the show, hit the thumbs up. This show is called The Doctor's Orders, where we pull back the curtains and show you for now 21 weeks in a row, show you we're getting close to a half a year, pretty crazy. But we show you everything that's going on with this company with what we call long-form transparency. And today is the perfect example of that. I want to cue you guys up to start thinking about some questions you have for Nick, for Jill, for this company, even myself if you're feeling froggy. And we're going to dedicate it to you guys, plus some giveaways. With that said, while people are starting to think and tabulate their questions, Dr. Nick, Mr. Nick, Doctor of Time and Space himself, how are you doing?
Doing good, man. Doing great. And, it's been a crazy week. We had news crews in here. We've had another barbershop, old customer that's becoming a new customer or re-becoming a customer. I guess, again, we've had them in the shop. Who brought his little Frenchie along. So we had a little playtime with Sir. That was fun. But no, man, crazy week. It's been good between equipment, news crews, products going out the door. Man, it's just been a all around whirlwind this week, but we're loving it.
Heck yeah. And we're going to actually dedicate the stream next week to talk about this news crew experience. So we're excited to share with you guys because it's not something that a lot of people get to experience. But with that said, Nick, you talked about news crew. You talked about them filming. It will be airing this week. When, where, and how is it possible for people to view?
Yeah. So the station that's doing this coverage is WBZ Boston. And if you're old school New England person or live in the Massachusetts, Boston area, watch Boston News, you will know it as Channel 4. So Channel 4 News, WBZ, which is also known, I guess, as CBS Boston. So there is a couple of things there. We're going to be airing this Thursday morning on the morning news. The segment is called It Happens Here. And we're going to be airing at 5 a.m., 6 a.m., and 9 a.m. So they're running it 3 times, after which it will be available online for streaming. Oh. And you can rest assured that we're going to post those links up on the socials. So you'll be able to get those there. And of course, we're going to have some clips and everything for you next week when we do a deep dive.
That's awesome. And we do want to give a special shout out. We put it out into the universe last week and essentially told you guys this came about because a viewer of this live stream and of this beard community reached out to one of the news anchors and said, hey, you have a beard. There's a great beard company in your backyard. I would love to connect you guys. And that's what started all this. It wasn't this company reaching out to the news. It wasn't the news saying, hey, it'll cost you this much to get on the show. It was just as organic as it gets. And that's a special shout out to Dan B in the Boston area. We'll probably mention him again next week when we dedicate the stream to the news. But man, just organic, beautiful. Dan B, longtime friend of mine. Super cool to see all this happen. And we just found out like yesterday how that connection actually came about.
Yeah, super cool. I mean, we asked, you ask and you shall receive is sort of the feeling I get with this community here. So we asked who it was and asked him to speak up, and he did. And, he's just an all around good dude who wanted to get the word out there. And to the point where we wanted to say thank you and send him a little thank you present. And he was even reluctant to accept it at first. He's like, no, I didn't do it for that. I just wanted to get the word out there. And I'm like, I get it. I appreciate it. And this is what I want to do. So,
oh man, it's awesome. And we'll have to make like a stream eventually in the future about just doing things for the right reasons and the stuff that comes with that. Dan B is a good example. He messaged me 3 different times, literally 3 different times. Be like, hey man, I want you to know I didn't do this to get free stuff. I didn't do this for any reason. Like, we know, man, we just want to say thank you. And then also another special shout out is to Chris. He comes in this stream oftentimes on YouTube. He goes by the Bearded Marine. He just started making videos. I found out from Mark Brown, actually. He reached out and was like, hey, found this video, and he's covering Dr. Nick's. I don't know if you guys know or not. And I'm like, what? And again, didn't tag the company, didn't message the company, didn't ask for free stuff, just simply did it for the right reasons. And then we found it. I shared it on my personal page. We shared it on the Dr. Nick's page. When you do things for the right reasons and the right ways, oftentimes great benefits come your way.
You know, it's crazy how that works, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's just, things just come around, and again, I'm still every week, every day, I'm blown away on how supportive, everyone is for what we're doing. And it's awesome, especially when you see stuff like that happen. I mean, this guy went out of his way and did a whole YouTube video, talked about the product and the scent. I think he reviewed the number 7 oil, I believe.
Yep. And then he did another one on some of the other products too. I didn't even send you that one yet.
I saw that.
Yeah. It's awesome. So cool. So cool.
Super cool.
Before we get into the details of the giveaway and the questions and answers and all that stuff, I want to pose a question for you guys, kind of a 2-part question. Where are you from? And then what are you doing right now? If you don't mind, with whatever you're comfortable with sharing. Are you on lunch break at work? Are you homesick? I saw a couple of different answers out there. And then just generally speaking, where are you from? The New England area? Are you from California? It's cool to think about the different time zones and what people are doing. Like for us, this is like past lunchtime. But in California, there's still some people waking up, getting their breakfast going. But maybe you have some AirPods in and you're listening while you work or you're traveling, wherever it may be. So yeah, drop a comment where you guys are from and what you're doing right now.
I saw someone had 2 wisdom teeth out this morning, and they're sitting here watching. Hopefully they're watching all nice and loopy while they're
right.
It's like, whoa, the stream's getting trippy.
Yep. I remember I had to have all 4 taken out at once, and had like 2 of them they had to break out, and so yeah, that was not a lot of fun.
No, I had that happen with mine too. They were like impacted, and they had to get the thing. And she's like, she's like, do you want to be all the way asleep for this, or just laughing gas, this and that? What do you usually do? And I'm like, there's going to be one deciding factor in that. I'm like, let me see the instrument you use to break those teeth out. And she pulls out this long metal rod and a little hammer, and I'm like, yep, all the way out for me, please. Don't want to see that coming at me.
That will do it. And man, we got people all over. Shout out to all my Michigan guys are coming in the building. Love that. We got Sean, we got Garrett. Who else did I see? I saw Travis is in here too from Michigan. And then we got Florida, Ohio, Jersey, the South Shore. We have New Hampshire. We have Tampa, all over the map,
Virginia.
Man. That's so cool. Yeah. I love it.
Bearded Votto, where are you in Northern California?
Oh,
I used to live out that way. I lived in Santa Cruz for quite a while. Well, the Santa Cruz area, I guess. No one knows where Los Gatos is. So,
we got Louisiana, Texas, Maryland, Washington State, New York, Georgia, Oregon. Man, we are covering it all. Votto only grew 3 wisdom teeth. Dang.
Look at that.
Yeah, I wonder if you got a discount.
Yeah, right.
It's like if you got to buy tires. So if you have the deal, it's like, we'll take out 3 wisdom teeth, get the 4th one free. Votto's like, well, that doesn't help me.
No, it doesn't help me at all. That's why they do those deals. Oh, we got Kelly out in Ohio. That's Jill's sister.
Oh, cool.
My sister, one of my new sister-in-laws.
There you go.
I never had sisters before this. It's kind of cool.
I've only ever had sisters. So Sam's an only child, and then I have 2 younger sisters. So I was always the older brother, no other brothers. So
that makes a lot of sense, Dan.
Yep. Got to be that protecting strong force, coming up. Especially when both your sisters are like wickedly brilliant, and it's like you can't just be going by being older and smarter than them, because only one of those is true.
Because they're gonna run circles around you.
Oh yeah. I say my sister Stephanie. A lot of people here know she is a Cornell law graduate, Ivy League lawyer, one of the smartest people in the world, and she was a lawyer since she was born. Like we grew up like it was a courtroom, and like I knew how to push her buttons, she knew how to push my buttons, and everything was a full out debate. Everything was structured like a lawyer my entire life. Even like when she would have like a boyfriend or something, I would like counter, be like, no, you're not dating him. And then she would like lay out a like defense of why she's going to. I'm like, okay, you're going to be a lawyer. And it was true. She is.
She had like Esquire after her name on her little name tent on her second grade desk.
Yeah, absolutely. But I will give a shout out to her. Proud of her. She left Cornell Law. She went to the biggest defense law firm in the country in New York City. Super high paid, great life. Didn't like it as much, so she went to DC and started fighting for some like human rights and trial law and all this stuff that meant a lot to her. And she got burned out of that. Essentially, she just up and left and says, "I'm gonna go whitewater rafting on a trip for 3 months right now." Just left and is going on a 3-month trip. Her law firm wanted her to stay so badly that they said, "We will give you no strings attached, paid leave for 3 months. If you still don't want to come back afterwards, thank you for everything we've done for us. That money is yours. Keep it. If you do change your mind, this seat is open for you." And I'm like, wow, like that speaks volumes.
Wow. It's like, go take a lap, see
Yep.
how you feel when you get back.
Yep, and get paid to go do that lap too, which is
Yeah.
really cool. So
Yeah.
she doesn't plan on going back. She wants to just she wants to kind of step down from trial and wants to be a lawyer for like a nonprofit agency and help out. And she just wants to kind of give back even more than what she is, which is amazing, especially when you have a degree like that and you can take any kind of job you want.
Yeah.
Pretty dang cool. Pretty cool.
Super cool, man.
All right, guys. So let's go ahead and get this started. I have pinned a comment, but I will also put in the chat right now. All you got to do to enter the giveaways today is going to be click that link, put your name and put your email address, and that's it. Other than that, you just have to be here to claim your prize. We do want to reward those that watch the stream, that support this new and growing YouTube channel. And so that's really all there is to it. No strings attached. You don't have to pay for shipping. These will be sent out to you guys for free. And Nick, what are the details of the giveaways today? How did this come about and what are we giving away?
Well, talk about another awesome customer story. So Ryan, one of our customers, Ryan Miller, he reached out to us and said that he wants to help get the word out about a couple of things. One, he really likes the number 21 oil, so he bought one just for the specific purpose of giving it away. And we saw an order come through of 3 body washes, and he sent us an email afterwards. He said, "I put an order through for 3 body washes, and my plan is to give away 2 of them because I want people to try your body wash, and I want to help get the word out there about, for every bottle we sell, we donate a bottle to the homeless organizations in Boston." So I said, "That's awesome. Thank you so much for that," of course. And I did him one better. Instead of just letting him try to get the word out on his dime, I said I would match him. So today is the Ryan, what is it? The Ryan Miller Rocks giveaway. It's the Ryan's Choice Awards. I don't know what we want to call it, but either way, because of Ryan and his generosity to his community locally where he is, today we are going to do the Ryan M giveaway, where we are giving away 2 bottles of body wash, and we're going to give away a bottle of number 21 beard oil. So we're going to have 3 winners, 3 products, and selected at random, of course, and we'll send those right out to you. Hopefully you haven't tried them before, so you get to try something new.
Ryan's the man. Such a nice guy. His support of this company has been overwhelming. He's been a friend and follower of mine for a long time now. He's an extreme runner, like does extreme distance running. I have actually learned a lot about Ryan. I learned about proper hydration and the best methods through some scientific journals he sent me, which was so awesome. And he now, after trying, I think he said like somewhere in the range of like 200 different products. He is just exclusively Dr. Nick's. That is all he has now for his beard, for his body, for his face wash. He is 100% exclusive to this company and says it just works. And I have people reach out to me about stuff like that. And somebody was like, "Man, I feel like I'm breaking the rules. I feel like I shouldn't do this." Hey, you got to listen to your beard. If your beard is telling you this is the best for you, this is the healthiest, this is the one that you enjoy the most, regardless of what company that is or what products it is, listen to your beard. Listen to yourself, especially when you have a little bit of experience and you know what to listen for. So cool of Ryan to do that.
Yeah, the proof is in the pudding, man. I mean, whatever works for you, if it works, it works.
Yep. There's no doubt. Yeah, no doubt about it whatsoever. Okay, We are going to start off with some questions, guys. If you have questions, I've started 2 of them from Tack and Donald Long. Please throw those in the chat. We'll be getting to those ones in order. And if we have like a lull of questions, we'll talk about some stories. We're just going to hang out and kind of chop it up with you guys. But you guys can ask about Dr. Nick's the company. You can ask about Nick himself. You can ask about Jill. You can ask about their hobbies, their interests, their products, whatever you guys want to do. This is a time for you to get to know this company, to get to know the people behind the company, or even the future of the company. It's completely open for you.
Heck yeah, we can talk, beyond just the beard stuff. Like you said, we can talk about music, we can talk about cars, we can talk about all sorts of things, whatever gets you, whatever might be on your mind, what kind of stuff we've been doing in the area, whatever comes up. I feel like toward the end of streams, we always get like 15 questions we don't get to. So hopefully people have remembered some of those and we can come back and revisit those today.
No doubt.
Music, cars, dogs, life, hiking, skateboards, whatever it might be. Tattoos.
Yes. And maybe something sparked you there and like, oh yeah, I'm going to ask about that. And Nick's a wildly busy and active man. So you guys have him in the chair, locked down. I won't let him leave until 2:00. So this is your time. And first question is from a mutual subscriber. I just saw he subscribed to the channel. He actually has a really successful YouTube channel. Congrats, Tack. He just passed, I believe, 60,000 subscribers. And a lot of it is like outdoor machete equipment reviews and really cool kind of tactical stuff.
Oh,
so,
nice.
Yeah, man. And he subscribed to the channel this week. So he said, just found out about you guys and placed 2 orders already and plan to buy more. Let's go. My question is, could you make a beard butter scented like number 7 or number 9? And I'll kind of set Nick up here for this. And guys, the giveaway will be at the end of the stream. Just as a heads up, you can sign up anytime. Nick, right now you guys offer an unscented butter. Why is that? And then do you have any plans in the future for going with scented butters?
Yeah, I mean, 100% of our product development is based on customer requests. So, the more we hear that, the more we consider it. The butter right now is unscented, primarily because most people that are using it use it at nighttime and they might not want a scent going to bed with them. That being said, a lot of people do mix a little bit of oil in with their butter to give it a little bit of a scent, whether it's nighttime or in the morning. And I think what the deal is with scented butters, I believe that'll become more of an option for us when we expand the batch size for our butter. And the reason that, just so you guys know, is occasionally you'll see the beard butter drop out of stock on our website. That is because right now, to keep up with demand at the size of our batches, we are doing weekly batches of beard butter. So trying to and it's due to batch size. Eventually what we're going to do is up that batch size where we're able to, instead of doing it every week, we'll be able to cover that same demand with 1 production a month, right? And then we'll be able to weave in the other 3 weeks production of other scents of beard butters. So for right now, it just doesn't fit our production schedule based on the frequency at which we make it, because it is such small batch butter. Now, when we ramp that batch size up, I think that's going to really open the possibilities to start doing some scented butters. And I think based on the requests, it seems like number 9, number 7 seem to be the ones that people are really looking for. And there's always the chance that we suck the beard butter into the Signature Series line, which would then dictate it gets every number of scent that gets released. I don't know if that's going to happen or not. Jill's probably downstairs like shaking her fist at me right now saying no. But I think we'll at least work some of the scents into it. And who knows, the butter might dictate some different scents. Maybe that's a good platform to try some of those out. Stray away from the Signature Series a bit. So there are some options on the table to get creative with that. Oop, I don't know.
Perfect.
Oh, there's your audio.
Yeah, I had it muted. Sorry, guys. But that perfect. A couple people had that same question and had some great feedback on that. So awesome. All right, next one. And I know that you feel strongly about this, and I'm super, super happy with these bottles. Donna wants to know, can you explain why the rectangle bottles versus the round version?
Because they're cool. Without that's the short answer. It really is. It's just because I like them. We really like the aesthetic. Dr. Nick's has always kind of had this like old world sort of apothecary kind of a feel to it, kind of like voodoo witch doctor kind of a look to the graphics and the aesthetic. You kind of look at the label design there. If I can get my light off of it long enough, there we go. You kind of catch that old world kind of vibe of that old apothecary cart, that you'd see. And we think the square bottles with the thick glass and the big thick bases really just kind of help that aesthetic. Also, I have a great relationship with the manufacturer of these bottles, and we were, the whole world experienced a supply chain issue with these bottles. And it took literally going to a very large manufacturer and starting up a direct relationship with them to keep their mold running for these bottles, specifically for us. So as of right now, through this manufacturer, I think we're one of a few people worldwide who actually have that relationship and buy these. And I think, again, total transparency, I'm going to use these as long as we can, right? If this manufacturer goes belly up and there's no one else making these things in the quantities that we need them or in the quality that we like, then we'll be forced to switch, right? And that day, who knows? That day might come. But until then, we're sticking with them just because they look good. They're cool. I love them. I love the transparency on the side of the bottle where you can see the level of the oil on one side with the label on the other. Soon to have the scent number on the bottom of the label as promised for people who have a growing collection that are turned sideways in their cabinet. But yeah, basically there's no real functional reason aside that they look cool. You're muted.
They do come at a challenge as well. So just kind of keep that in mind too, guys. These are harder to label. They have some logistical challenges to them, but I think most people agree it is worth it.
Yeah, it's a labor of love. That's for sure. There's no bottling machine that's an automated labeler in the world that can do these, because the tolerance is so small to where you need to line up the spacing on the top and the sides of where the label starts and stops. Mm-hmm. It's tough. So we have to solve that problem with a manual bottle applicator. It's fast. You guys have seen it. It works great. But it's it is a labor of love. We're going to keep them around as long as we can. That's for sure.
There you go. All right. Before I put this next question up, Nick, could you please momentarily remove your hat? Okay. Please there. All right. X-Ray would like to know, can you use beard wash conditioner on your head hair? Okay. You can put the hat back on now. Thank you, Nick. Thank you.
I kind of like it off for a minute. It's kind of nice.
And so X-Ray wants to know, can you use it? I'll cover this and then feel free to hit any additional points here. Jill knows so much about products in general and just formulations, but absolutely you can use any beard products on your head hair. I also have a head hair tea tree shampoo that is much more stripping, much more like harsh, just because sometimes you need it. Your head hair is going to produce about 5 times as much sebum oil. It's going to have a little bit of a different environment up there. So at times the beard wash can be on the more gentle side of things, and it may not be enough for the head hair, depending on your activity level, depending on if your skin is oily or if it's dry. But generally speaking, yes, you can use beard products on your head hair. You might just want to add in a dedicated head hair product a couple of times a week, but most days I am using my beard wash on my head hair.
And you won't have to worry about that compromise too much longer. We're in the works to solve that problem there and introducing things for head hair. It was important just due to not everyone is as follically challenged as I am. But I use our face wash on my head, which works great. But for a head shampoo, you definitely need a higher pH, somewhere up closer to around 8. I think is where most people are looking at. We're about a 4.8 for our beard wash. So keep it nice and gentle for the face. We'll up that a bit for the head hair, and it's going to be a very similar formula with the aloe and hemp.
Perfect. And I cannot wait. I know that the testers are down to about 4 and then moving to the finals to have a head-to-head between 2 of them. So it's coming, guys. Yeah, it is. It's coming here. I'm excited.
That's it.
Here you go, Nick. What is your favorite genre and music genre, and then your favorite band? He wants to hold you to the fire. Number 1.
Oh, God. That's my most feared question. Like, if Jill's laughing right now downstairs, because I literally have said this before. I'm like, if I'm ever like on stage, I'm doing public speaking or I'm on a live cast, I really hope no one asks what my favorite band is because the list is so damn long. Oh boy. So, it's like different periods of life. First of all, favorite genre of music has got to be metal. That's where like all of my roots are, is in the metal world. And unfortunately, it's like one of those things where like it's kind of like by genre almost of that, right? Like mainstream metal, like the stuff that's kind of out there, the stuff you might hear a little more than others, like, Lamb of God is right up there. God, you look at like death metal, though, it's like 100% Cannibal Corpse, Corpse Grinder. He's like, the metal beast of the world with his neck's the size of my thighs. Like, how can you take it away from that guy? But it really is like there's been a bunch of like new up and comers too. Like I've been oh God, Johnny Booth out of New York. Some awesome stuff on the kind of the newer side of newer metal. That's huge. So I mean, yeah, it kind of varies by genre, I guess, but there's a few of the top ones, that's for sure. But if you had to pick a top genre, definitely metal. And if you're going beyond anything that's in the metal world, like hip hop's right behind that. I listen to a ton of it, right? There's like one of my favorites right now has got to be our buddy up in Maine, named Spose, who is just hilarious. He's awesome. And I'd say probably favorite hip hop artist of all time, probably got to be Aesop Rock, also out of New York. So, there's a few for you. And then I guess to Jill's point, here we go. So again, genre based, right? If you look at like metal as a whole, stuff you might not hear much of, but that's just awesome. Definitely my closest friends in metal. And I would have to say right there in my top 5 favorite metal bands of all time is Necrogoblikon. These guys are awesome. And they've been huge supporters of just us and me. And as I have been of them, I used to do a lot of photos for them. Back when I was brewing beer, we did a collaboration with them and sent our bottled beer with them. The Necro Gobbler beer, we put it on tour and sold it out of the back of tour buses. It was hilarious, highly illegal. But, those guys are just awesome. If you haven't checked out Necrogoblikon, definitely go check them out. Their guitar player is actually cut from the same kind of crazy cloth that I am. He's an entrepreneur. Has his hands in a lot of stuff, and he spun up a nightclub in East LA which is kind of like their mainstay for regular shows. But now they're doing EDM shows and raves and like all kinds of other metal shows and stuff in there. And the venue has become like this crazy hub of a business. And it's like he now has a business manager running the club while he's out on the road on tour. And so he's, again, hands in a lot of stuff, super creative guy. So yeah, if you haven't checked them out, definitely go check them out.
That's awesome.
And Black Dahlia, hell yeah. And I mean, yeah, Slayer of right there. You're talking, stuff people have really kind of have been around for a long time. Slayer is definitely up there. And you can't just say Slayer. You got to say F and Slayer. I mean, that's the only way to say it, right? You have to have the F bomb, car bomb to your name. You got to have the F bomb in front of the Slayer, else no one even knows who you're talking about.
And to piggyback off that, Jill's going to press you even further and wants to know that if you could pick any band on or off tour, who would you go see live and in what venue?
Oh, man. If I could, okay, that's actually an easy one because it's on or off tour. They're off tour, and I've never seen a show here. Someone just mentioned them. I would love to see Slayer at Red Rocks in Colorado. That'd be it. I mean, that'd be the show right there.
Simple, easy,
super easy one.
Done. Have you been there? I've watched like comedy shows from Red Rocks, but I've never been there.
No, I've never been there. I've never seen a show there. It's just I want to be in an amphitheater made out of rock. I mean, How cool is that? Like the Earth literally made a perfect amphitheater out of stone. Yeah, and they built a concert venue in it. I mean, it's like the ultimate place to play. It's the ultimate place to see a show, in my opinion. I want to go.
I want to go for sure. All my favorite comedians, that's like their grail. That's like the spot where they want to perform.
Yeah. And I want to go. What I really want to do, though, is one of these years coming up is I got to get over to one of the UK metal fests. Like I want to go to Open Air, Download, or one of those and just be part of like one of those multi-million person festival audiences that, you know, has, it's just, and those are so different over in Europe than they are here. So I'm dying to do that. That's like a bucket list thing for me, is to get over there and do one of those, like Whackin', or one of those shows. That'd be like bucket list material right there.
Super cool. Super cool. All right. Shifting gears, no pun intended here. What car or truck is parked in the driveway?
Well, no, I can give you the answer to that, but unfortunately, one of them is in the shop right now getting an engine replaced. But I drive a 2018 Jeep SRT, and so I got that. It's all tuned up real nice with Borla exhaust and some cold air intake. It's putting out about 600 horsepower, naturally aspirated, which is a lot of fun. The launch mode and track mode on that thing is just ridiculous. There's no sense to have a daily driver that can do what this thing does. I love it. I'm super picky about cars too, and that's like the only vehicle I've ever owned that I would literally change nothing about. I love it. And I'll tell the story about where it is right now in a moment to follow up on that. But the other not so daily driver, but I drive it whenever I can, is a 1979 C10 pickup. It's a Chevy C10 full size that has had the top chopped down about 8 inches. So it is very, very chopped. The back window, I can't even fit my cell phone in the back window of this truck. It's like a little sliver, a piece of glass in the back of this thing. It's lowered. Like you can barely fit a fist underneath it, under the rockers to the ground. And it rides around on Foose wheels and some Cali low pros. I think it's a lot of fun.
Nice.
I got to get some more Instagram stuff out there about that thing.
For sure. I don't even really know what you're talking about. So yeah, bring it. Tack, thanks for stopping in, man. We actually I saved your question from earlier and we answered it. So thank you for coming in. And we said, congrats on your YouTube channel success, man. Very cool that you popped in here. Thank you.
Dude, Tack, thank you, man.
For sure. All right. So we got that one.
Well, I got to give the funny story about that follow-on.
Oh,
so my
yeah.
SRT is not in the driveway right now. I brought it in for a transfer case issue, shifting funny. I was getting a little vibration in reverse, and I brought it in for that. And I bought this certified pre-owned, like I like to buy things, let the sticker price drop a bit off the lot and buy it with under 20,000 miles and warranty. And hopefully everything that goes wrong is going to go wrong before that warranty wears out. In this case, it did. So I brought it in, and they called me back the next day and they said, "Hey, has this thing ever had any overheating problems?" I said, "Not since I've owned it. Why?" And they said, "Well, we brought it into the service bay to look at the transmission, and the whole service bay reeks like coolant." They're like, "We're going to have to tear this thing down a bit and see what's going on." Turned out that there was a leak in the head gasket that was a funny little one that didn't cause any compression problems. And it smoked the valves on the whole half side of the engine. Mopar took the images of the heads and the valves, and they issued a full engine replacement. And so they've had it since like November 20th. And it just got moved from one dealer to another. And literally, I got the call yesterday that I'll be getting a call today that it's done and ready to get picked up after almost 2 months, a little over 2 months in the shop. So
all covered.
Parts, labor, everything, transfer case, engine. I basically have a brand new powertrain from engine back to the rear gears.
Wow.
Aside from the transmission, which hell, I'm hoping they start this thing up today and realize it was the transmission and not the transfer case and swap that out too. And I'll be
right.
all brand new, front to back. So yeah, very excited. Actually, a really, really exciting day to have my baby back. I'm very happy.
That's amazing. Back to music briefly. Country music, thoughts, experiences.
So I'm not a big country guy, but that being said, there are some things that kind of cross over for me a little bit. Like there's like this Bayou metal band called Zeal and Ardor. And Zeal and Ardor kind of blends like the kind of Creole sort of Bayou sort of country, which is kind of like outlaw country, I suppose. And it blends that with metal, which is really, really cool. Like I love that stuff. And then you look at some of the outlaw country stuff out there. I mean, who doesn't like that, right? It just sounds, it's good. It's fun to listen to. The lyrics are always hilarious. Then again, you got like the Banjo Sullivans and stuff like that of the world that make it into like random Rob Zombie soundtracks. And that stuff always gets me,
Oh, yeah.
There's one that pops up in his movies all the time that always cracks me up. It's like I'm at home getting hammered while she's out getting something or other. It's like hilarious. It's great.
I love it. I love it. And Diablo, thank you so much. Yeah, the channel's doing really well. I don't even know if we said this yet, but I would highly encourage you guys to hit that thumbs up on the stream right now. We've got about half of you that have not yet. We're going to be giving you some free stuff at the end. So please consider just simply doing that for us. And Nick, go ahead and read this comment and then follow up with whatever answer you'd want to give. And of course, some props to Jill.
Oh, man. What did you do? We broke the internet with this butter. It's like one of those memes where people say it broke the internet, you know. It's like in Hawaii, if you have good food, they say it broke the mouth. And I mean, I guess we broke the beard. I don't know, in a good way, right? It's butter. This is the butter I've been craving. No other butter absorbs like this one does. Seriously, you made it for my beard. You know, I mean, hey, G squared. I mean, we did make it for your beard. I mean, look at that thing. It's fantastic, and I'm so glad you love it. And you know, the goal was to make something different, right? We didn't want to be a Me Too, but we didn't want to. There's the reason it took us so damn long to come out with a beard butter is because we didn't want to just replicate what someone else had done. But then again, if it's not broke, don't fix it, right? So we literally found lots of great beard butters, and we had to find something about it that we wanted to tweak and make better. And Jill absolutely nailed it. You know, there's a couple of ingredients in there. I don't know. It's like one of those full transparency things. It's like we talk about the difference, but then it's like we start seeing stuff pop out there that's kind of doing what we're doing here. So I don't know. But basically, it's right on the label, right? The aloe and the sol. I mean, I think that's what really sets this one apart. It's not an ointment. It's not a thin, liquidy butter. It's not oily. It doesn't just slide off your finger. It's a full-bodied butter. Has a lot of good texture to it. And when it's brand new in the shop, and God willing, it makes it to you this same way, it is smooth. I mean, we've had people that have had some grit issues from shipping, and it's just so disappointing because you look at the stuff here in the shop, you look at the stuff in the barber shops that are in our area, and it is smooth like a damn stick of butter. And so we're trying to figure out the shipping puzzle of making sure it always gets to people in that condition. But based on your feedback, I know it did. And I know 80% of them do. And so we're just trying to figure out those little 20% outliers to make sure everyone can have that same experience, man. But I'm pumped you love it. And I love that you see the difference. I mean, it's worlds different. I mean, it's not like it's a little different. I think it's, you know, it's leaps and bounds apart from other stuff that's out there. Again, disparage anything out there, but I mean, I think this one's something special.
It's the name of the stream, the Dr. Nick's Difference.
Man.
This is a really good segue here, and I'll kind of set you up. But my buddy Donald says, how do you plan, strategize to pivot based on trends in product sense and design? And what I want to talk about there is just kind of your approach to one side, listening to customers, but also at the same time, not chasing trends, not saying, oh, this is hot in the beard industry right now, we need to do this, we need to jump on this, they did this, it's working, we need to do this. So how do you balance that out? Because oftentimes you're going to get feedback from customers that are saying, we love this new hot, sexy thing that's going on, where you want to meet the customer needs, but you don't want to copy, you don't want to chase, you don't want to be a follower, you want to be a leader in the industry, but also receive feedback. It's a tough balance. So what is your thought and strategy on that?
Okay, so it's actually a nuancy response, and I think it makes a lot of sense. And I've thought about this before, and I realized kind of what this was. So I mentioned this before. I mentioned it today. I mentioned that our product development roadmap is 100% based on customer feedback. What I didn't say is that our product development roadmap is 100% created by customer feedback or demand. It's developed based on customer feedback. And so think about us and think about what we do, right? What we just said about the butter. There's something out there that our customers want, something that they need, and we wanted to do it. But we took a while because we wanted to find out a way to do it our way, right? We wanted to do it a little different. We wanted to find some way that we could add value to whatever that is. So the idea, beard butter, comes onto our radar. For example, we look out there in the market, we try a bunch of stuff, we do a ton of research, we look at things, smell, feel, use, and we figure out what we like and what we don't like. And that helps us then start our own from the ground up product development process. for a beard butter. So anything else, I think it's sort of a self-protecting system in that way, right? Because if something comes in and we hear it enough and we want to start doing it, we're never just going to do what someone else is doing, because that's not our style. We always got to kind of do something new and do something, introduce the Dr. Nick's difference to that product. And I think sometimes things die on the vine in that process because that trend goes away while we're figuring it out. And we're like, oh, guess we know where that one went. Or it ends up sticking around and the trend develops outside of what we're doing. And then we bring something to market that we thought was going to be different and cool and unique. And so I think it's almost one of those self-protecting sort of product development processes where we never take anything in and out super quick. And we never, since we don't buy anything that's pre-made and we just buy it and put our label on it and send it out, our timeline to product development is a lot longer than a lot of others who use suppliers that have a huge skew of products they can offer their customers. And all they got to do is say they want 1,000 of one of them and send them the label art, and they get bottles back that are labeled and filled with that product. We are definitely not that agile. I guess agile isn't the word. It's not as rapid. So we don't really fall into the pitfalls, I guess, of being able to put something out super quick because there's a trend, because our process kind of protects us from that, I think. But we do still adapt based on feedback. So things evolve based on things that actually stick and things that the market, actually wants.
Love it. Love it. And one of those things that people reached out about, say, hey, we love the daily wash. We love all the scents, but what about an unscented? How's the progress there?
Just ordered all the labels. I actually just approved all the proofs this morning. There's one additional proof that we added into the mix. And so those should be in production later today, tomorrow, and coming our way. And we already have the bottles. We have the product ready. Just waiting on labels. We'll get them in bottles and get them out. So, and it's going to be body wash, face wash, beard conditioner, all going to be available in number 0 at the same time.
That's awesome. That's
Very
awesome.
Kevin,
February. Timely comment here. Nick and I had some really big discussions in the last week or so, and future and strategy and opportunities, and who knows where opportunities come from, but sometimes they present themselves in the way of needing a co-packer, needing to hire a company. And that was a line that was really hard to kind of talk about and understand and take a stance on. And this isn't a question, but I think this is good time to kind of talk about this. Obviously, you know what I mean without any specifics here, but thoughts on evolving and growing as a company and what that means for the future, what that means for something like a co-packer and something like Dr. Nick's. Where are you at with that? What's your thought process? I know what I mean here.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I know what you mean. And it's funny when some of these opportunities present themselves and you start conversations with people and they want to test out a whole bunch of your stuff, and then you're not even allowed to mention who tested them, where they went, or for risk of a cease and desist order. So give away some free stuff, but don't tell anybody who it's for, because we don't want you to. So that was a lot of fun. Only a little bitter, just a little. So that conversation, we've had conversations like this before, and we've had conversations now very recently that could have dictated the need to have a particular product line. If we were to work with someone to make something custom, go out to a co-packer to meet like retail demand. And our hard stance on it and our feedback to this group and our conversation internally said that we don't believe it does anything for our brand. If anything, it detracts from who we are and what we do. We went back to our old statements of we're going to expand as much as we can inside of these walls until we have to move these operations outside of these walls and do it somewhere different. We even at the enticement of a very cool, very large deal, we eventually came back to our roots and said, we want to do this on our terms, right? If they want to do it in a way where they want to make a quality product and they want to get it out into the right hands, into boutiques and barbershops for retail, and maybe some regionalized like Whole Foods or things like that, where we can support those types of orders here from our facility, we would entertain that. We came back to the thought that we would not issue anybody an endorsement guarantee. We would issue them a production guarantee of what we're willing to produce and the numbers that we could hit inside of our facility, while not detracting away from what our core business is and what we do right now. Now, that deal, for a couple of very interesting reasons, died on the vine. But before it even did, we came back saying, well, this is where we're at, and we're excited for the opportunity. And at the same time, we feel good knowing that we're going to stick to our roots, right? Money is not going to take us away from doing what we do. And if it is at the cost of things going out of stock on the website occasionally, like they do now, we're going to keep doing it that way. And, I talked to like my friends at some local breweries, right? I talked to my friend Dino over at Vitamin C. I talked to my buddy Dean over at Treehouse. And those guys are all self-distributed breweries, meaning they don't work with a distributor. If you want to have a tap account with them, it's held by them. They do their own delivery. They have their own trucks. They have their own guys that go out and see their commercial and restaurant accounts, both for retail and for tap placement. And that's for a couple of reasons, he told me, right? He's like, listen, a distributor can't tell our story. We need to go into the restaurant, make sure it's the right place to serve our product. We need to go into the store and make sure it's going to be showcased properly. We need to make sure the people there know who we are and know how special our brand is. He's like, why would you do anything different? He's like, you are a craft small batch product. He's like, never dilute yourself to using a distributor and lose those margins and need to sacrifice ingredients. He's like, it's going to impact your operations. He's like, never go that way. And so I thought back to that discussion. I thought back to the distributor conversation, what our decisions were there, and staying self-distributed and staying our own internal sales channel, our own internal wholesale department that we deal and deal with our wholesalers. I mean, that's the feel we wanted there. And it won't be any different anywhere else. If a giant store wants to carry us, if Target comes to us and say they want to carry our products, and we're going to need guaranteed 25,000 unit of each SKU inventory for our first order, we'll say that sounds great. We're flattered. Thank you for the opportunity. But unfortunately, we can't meet those types of numbers, and we're not going to sacrifice our quality or who we are to do it. So not going to happen.
Love that. And Jill's in the background pumping you up, getting your back, saying that's right. Right. We don't do this unless it's on our terms in-house.
We will go pack over my cold, dead body. Yeah, there we go.
There we go. So what we're going to do, guys, is we are going to go right into a giveaway here. We're going to spread out. We got about 13 minutes left. And Nick, we do have some about 11 questions left. So we'll have to go kind of short form answers and a little bit more rapid fire on these ones. But we will definitely get through them, guys. But first, for the giveaway, we will give away one of the body washes. So Nick, if you want to hold that up. We're going to give away an 8-ounce body wash in the number 7, really clean, fresh scent here. And again, this is a shout out to Ryan M for sponsoring this giveaway, making sure that this great product is given out. And also, guys, remember, anytime you purchase a body wash from this company, it is a 1-for-1 donation. You buy a bottle of body wash, Dr. Nix is going to give a bottle of body wash to Boston's homeless. And it's a foundation that they know in person, that they go to and see the impact. It's not something that's like, well, I don't really know where our donations are going and where the money's at and the products. They actually have been there and hand delivered these things. And I believe that's the only way you're likely going to do it, that this will be always a kind of drop-off situation.
Oh, 1,000%. I mean, I want to know where it's going. I want to know where it's going. I want to know the impact. And plus, I feed off of that positive energy. So I need to be personally involved in that.
Absolutely. All right, guys. So I'm going to draw the first winner here. It is a random entry generator. If you see your name on the screen, just drop a comment to claim your victory. Again, you do have to be here to win this. And as long as you have it, we will get your name and email down. Jill will reach out to you to start that conversation if she doesn't have your shipping information already. So, and then once we see somebody claim it, let's go ahead and have those positive vibes going and congratulate people. Our first potential body wash winner could be, do we have Anthony Boyd in the chat still? Anthony Boyd, come on down. And this is the body wash. I use it every day. I just finished one. I have a backup ready to roll. So excited, especially with going to the gym every day. It's just good to know that you're going to be clean. You're going to smell good. And it's going to be good for your skin. It's not going to dry it out. It's not going to leave a film behind. And Anthony is here. Congratulations, Anthony.
What's up? Nice.
He has
Boom.
won. So Anthony, no rush, no worries there. We will make sure we get your information over to Jill, and she'll get that conversation going. So you just want to check that email that you signed up with. And again, guys, shout out to Ryan. We have another body wash we'll give away in a little bit, and we have a beard oil that we'll end with giving away. And
Love
then
it.
on that, keeping this one coming here, we've touched on this briefly recently and have some really good developments here about the hats. Essentially, Nick found a local company just down the road. They're going to be able to make it on demand. He met the owners, the makers. So cool. Nick, what is our current status of the Dr. Nick's hats?
We landed on some quantities for the hats in our first design. The hats are being ordered and the design is being digitized for the embroiderer. It'll actually be the first product of all the merch that is done along with a beanie. So we have a beanie, we have a hat, and the hat is coming in two different Yupong hats. One is more of a curved bill and one is more of a straight bill. And they have the same design. They're going to be just our standard logo hat, which is going to always be available. And then we already have an artist working on our next two hat designs, which are going to be right behind those. And we're going to do kind of just limited runs of multiple designs, keep them running with the base logo hat always existing.
That's awesome. That's
Can't give
awesome.
a date, but man, it's close.
Soon. Where did you and Jill first meet?
Jill and I first met in technically, I guess, Hull, Massachusetts. We actually met through some old friends and actually some old relationships. We were both in a different relationship at the time. And we met through that kind of group of friends. We met back in 2011, 2010 timeframe. Came up to visit once and we met and kind of just became mutual friends and had been friends for ever since.
That's beautiful. Now, speaking of knowing each other, strangest place that you or Jill have been inspired from a scent? Has there been somewhere where you're like, oh my gosh, right? Famously, you guys did a collab with Vitamin C Brewing where you made a beard beer, and it's the essence of the beard. Like you must have drank, I think I know the story. You drank it, it was in your mustache, and you're like, I want to smell this all day long. That's an amazing one. Do you have any other stories like that for it?
I think it's the story of how we came up with our very first beard oil. I mean, the very first one we ever released was IPA. It was part of the beard beer. Signature series didn't exist. None of that existed. We are actually just going to release a product called beard beer. It was your beard works hard. Buy it a beer. And that was kind of the idea. And the idea from that came from writing for American Craft Beer Magazine. I wrote for ABC for quite a while. Or ACBF. And so I wrote for them for quite a while as a blogger and did interviews and on-site photos and listening to people describe the scent profiles of IPAs and beer, citrus and floral and pine and hops. Hearing all that, I said, that sounds like the coolest beard oil in the world. How do we do that with like essential oils? And so literally writing for craft beer magazines inspired the first beard oil they ever made.
Wow. That's really cool. Really cool. And almost exactly with something you just said there with using those essential oils. I know Jill probably has a long list. Is there anything personal for you that you're like, I just don't know if we can do this scent or this thing because it's an essential oil? Yeah.
Like leather, whiskey scents, some of the fragrance oil wood based scents like leathers and woods. I mean, that's something that's great in beards. And we obviously you can't get essential oil from leather. So that's always been one of the ones that it always stands out as, man, the day we find something that smells like that in the essential oil world, or when we find some really good natural based fragrance oils that we could use and introduce into another line of products that are stronger, deeper, richer scents, that's when that stuff can hopefully come out into fruition, which is definitely not off of our radar. And so, those kind of scents, the stuff that just you can't get essential oils from, like leather and whiskey and that kind of stuff.
Perfect. Two-part question I'm going to pair together is oud too risky? And then Jason wanted to know ETA on the next scent release in the future. I did pair those two on purpose. So whatever you feel comfortable with sharing or showing here, Nick, next scents coming out?
I will answer this question with almost a riddle. And I will say, what do these two questions have to do with each other? And also, is there a holiday coming up that might warrant a nice romantic evening scent.
Okay. Stay
I'll answer that
tuned.
question with a question.
You broke all the rules. Can't do that. Chris loves the bottle so much. Any ideas for using it as an office decoration?
Yeah. So what I thought about doing with these that'd be super duper cool is what if we sold a little mini reed diffuser kit? Like, you know, those reed diffusers that come out of the top of like
Oh, yeah.
and you put essential oils in them. We are thinking about maybe selling like some mini, like almost toothpick sized kind of like diffusers that could stick in the top, and selling it with a little dram of our essential oil for the blend that you like the best that could go in the bottom. So you could drop in some essential oils, stick in the sticks, and it goes on your bathroom counter or your desk at your office to smell good as a little decoration that smells nice.
Perfect.
Eh?
All right. 5 minutes, 2 giveaways, and then rapid fire for these questions here. So we need like zip. Nick, are you going to watch Royal Rumble this weekend?
If I go to one of my favorite restaurants, 4th and Cherry, it will be on TV and I will see it.
Ooh. What is your, I think I know this answer, but dreaming big, what is your ultimate dream?
Holy crap. You save this for the rapid fire questions?
I
ultimate dream.
know the answer.
Ultimate dream. I think honestly, this sounds so stupid, and maybe it doesn't sound stupid. I don't know. I kind of feel like I'm living it. My ultimate dream was to be in my own facility, running my own business, supporting my family, not reporting to somebody else and not working for another company. And I wanted to be happily married while I do it with a happy, healthy family. My son's healthy. My wife is healthy. We work for ourselves. We report to ourselves every day, and we wake up every day being able to be creative and do whatever we feel like we both need to do and want to do collectively. So there's lots of things that are out there that I'd love to do someday. But as far as like an ideal life and the big dream, I mean, man, I think I got it.
My dream is for Nick to do. My dream is for Nick to do Dr. Nick's full time. That's
it, dude. I mean, that's if you look at dream 1 part A, it is literally getting to pour everything that I have into just this. I mean, if I get to focus it's the best part of my day right now. And if I get to do that every day, all day, I'll be an even happier guy than I already am.
Yes. Nick, favorite scent currently offered by Dr. Nick's for you?
Number 7.
Me too.
Easy. Number 7 is my favorite all day. Number 18 is a close second.
There we go. Ever consider doing a video of your beard routine?
You know, interestingly enough, I just showed Dan a preview of me doing just that. I just shot the video and I was kind of chopping it up and playing with some little edits and stuff and getting it ready for TikTok and Instagram. I don't have a TikTok presence, so I figured maybe I'd start with that, and we'd also put it on Instagram and maybe throw it on the YouTube channel under a little how-to section of a playlist.
Absolutely. Even a YouTube short, which is done really well now. Nice.
Yeah, absolutely, dude.
Okay. Nick, any idea where anybody could get the hat that's like the one on your head?
No, because they don't make it anymore. And I wish they did. It's made by 686. If you find it, buy 2. I will Venmo you for the other one, or I will trade you for some beard products. Find this brimmed beanie out there somewhere made by 686, and I will literally give you just about anything you want for it.
There you go. Christopher says, as his beard gets longer, he feels like he needs to apply oil after lunch. How do other people take the oil? Do you stash it somewhere? For me, I don't apply any extra oil through the day. It's just morning and night for me. So I'm not good at answering this one, but maybe you have some feedback.
Yeah, I keep some obviously in the office. I have kind of an endless supply downstairs, so I do reapply sometimes. But honestly, what I used to need to reapply on dry days, and now on dry days, I put a little butter in the morning along with my oil, and I have never had to reapply since starting doing that. So you might want to check that out. Put a little bit of butter in, not your nighttime amount of butter, just like maybe a third of that amount, and put it in the morning and see if that helps you.
Absolutely. Tack, thank you, sir. I appreciate that.
Thanks, Tack.
All right, guys, we are coming to the end here. We have 2 more giveaways to do. I'll give you guys a second here to enter. We will do another body wash. And again, guys, this isn't just any body wash. This is an amazing body wash. It's 8 ounces. It's going to last you a long time. It's so good. Like, so good. Now, Nick, are you a loofah or a washcloth guy with the body wash?
Hybrid.
Ooh.
So I traditionally was a loofah guy. But now I got one of those things. It's like it's like made out of loofah material, but it's in like a big rectangle, like a big washcloth.
Interesting.
And you fold it up, like you twist it, and then you kind of roll it around your hand and make a ball out of it. And you got your own loofah. And the reason I like it better, it's all the benefit of a loofah. It's still this nice puffy thing in your hand. It's got a nice little exfoliation to it. But when you're done, you open it out and rinse it out in the shower head and squeeze it out and hang it up. So it's dry, it's sanitary, and it doesn't trap the stuff that a loofah traps.
Interesting.
But it has all the benefit. I'm actually looking at coming out if we can brand one. I want to
I
find
remember
one that
that.
makes it and come up with a Dr. Nick's black one that's branded.
Okay. All right, guys. Got to be here. If you see your name on the screen, drop a comment to claim your victory, and Jill will start that process of getting the body wash out to you. Do we have in the building a Mr. Gregory H. Mathis? Greg Orry, are you in the building? Drop a comment, and this giveaway is free for you. And this one is the giveaways today are inspired by Ryan M., who is a customer, a supporter, a friend of this company. You guys, it is going to be awesome. Some people really like that idea, said that would be cool. You can have my money if you do that. Man, awesome. And yeah, I think this may be our biggest stream we've ever had. We're at 63 people right now, Garrett. Thank you for pointing that out.
Oh, that's awesome.
Pretty amazing.
Right on.
All right, but checking. Oh, GM. All right, that would check out here. So, yep. Hey, right here. Awesome, man. Congratulations. You have won the body wash. We will make sure to get that information over to Jill. And then we have one more giveaway, but guys, throw a congrats in the chat for Mr. GM. And we will get this.
While you're pulling that one up, Richard Heron asked how long I've been growing a beard. I stopped shaving all the way in 2012. And I used to keep it short until about 2018. It was about here. And then I've kind of let it go since then to see where my terminal length is. It's all a search to figure out how long it gets. I don't know.
That's so cool. That's so cool. And here's Chris. We mentioned him earlier. He said, you'll love the body wash. Honestly, it's amazing. It really is. It really is. And then Guns and Beard, before we get this last giveaway here, next week is going to be a show dedicated to talking about the experience with being on the news. Boston WBZ, which will be airing on Thursday at 5 a.m., 6 a.m., and 9 a.m. You guys can check out the story. It's about like local companies in different parts of the Boston area. And so next week's going to be dedicated to talking about how they came in and filmed. What was pre-production like? What was it like seeing on the news? Did we see an impact on the company? All that type of stuff is going to be really cool. Really, really cool. All right, guys. Final giveaway. Nick, if you want to hold it up, we're going to give away the number 21 beard oil. And as I'm drawing this, Nick, what's the scent profile on that? And what's your take on that scent?
I mean, on the label, it's sweet smoke and campfire. And it is exactly that. It's sweet. It's smoky. It's got not too smoky. Dan doesn't like smoky stuff, but you like the 21.
It surprised me. What is it? The pine in there that comes out that I really like?
Balances it out a little bit. Yeah. You know, it is a really balanced smoky scent. I mean, it uses the guasa wood, is the main thing in there that really kind of gives it this really cool earthy kind of a smoky scent to it. It's a really cool essential oil.
For sure. All right, guys. The person getting this beard oil for free is always supporting, always watching this stream, which we love and appreciate. That would be a Mr. Chris Barden, a.k.a. Chris B. Chris, if you're still out there, drop a comment, and this win is going to be yours. Let's see. I got to try that scent. Yeah, if you guys like smoke, it's a natural smoke. Which
he was right there, too. He was just saying how much he loves 21. So look at that.
What? No way. He got a re-up on that one?
Chris B, right?
Yeah, it's Chris B.
Nice.
That's too funny.
Hell yeah, you're getting one of your favorite oils coming right at you, man.
That's crazy. Too funny. Chris, congrats, man. Woo-hoo,
look at that.
That's me. Man, you got the re-up. He manifested it and made it happen.
So I don't know if Dan's frozen up on your side, guys, but he is frozen on my side. And I know we're a couple minutes past, but that's okay. He'll be right back. And there he is.
Welcome.
He's back.
Yes. Congrats, Chris. We got all that down, man. How crazy is that? He like manifested it to make it happen.
It's like, man, I really want another one of these.
Yeah. No way.
Boom.
So awesome, guys. Hey, as you're leaving, if you did not, just kind of as like a thanks for hanging out, hit that thumbs up on your way out, and make sure you're subscribed if you're not. This is a channel that we clearly are dedicated to and consistent with, and the future is even brighter with content that can happen here. We will be live next Tuesday at 1 p.m. Eastern. Nick, final thoughts. Go ahead and take them away.
Oh man, thank you for staying a couple of minutes past, guys. Much appreciated. I have no idea how an hour already passed by, an hour and 4 minutes. But thank you so much for coming. Congratulations to everyone who won the giveaways. And we will see you next week with some awesome footage and some clips from the news stream and some cool stories about having a news crew and an anchor and a camera guy here in the shop. So thanks for watching. See you next week.
Also, see you on Monday night, Commands Corner on Dan C. Bearded's YouTube channel, featuring Dr. Nix, 9 p.m. Eastern, guys. Be there. It's going to be a pretty amazing show. I don't want you guys to miss the deals, the giveaways. It's going to be awesome, and I know most of you will be anyway, but let's go ahead and party.